I'm Cecilia, I live in Zurich and I love train travel, and I'm trying to visit all 1,720 public transport train stations in Switzerland. Back in June, I travelled to London and I spent most of the day on trains, but I also had a really nice afternoon and evening in London, going to the gym, for a walk, and also to the theatre. Good morning. I have made some smoothie to take with me actually, but there's a little bit extra, so that's in here and I'm about to have that. I am leaving very soon, like literally 3 or 4 minutes, and heading to the train station to catch the train to Paris. And then today I don't have any actual time in Paris, but I'm going on to London, and in London I should have enough time in the afternoon to hopefully go to the gym, and also I would like to go see a tall ship that's currently docked in St Catherine's docks in London. So my mum sent me a reel showing that, like, basically it's a replica of the ship that sailed to America in 1492, and it looks really cool. So that's on the plan as well, hopefully. And yeah, so smoothie and then off to the train station quite quickly. Okie dokie, I am off.
Nous desservirons les gares de Bâle, Mulhouse, Belfort-Montbéliard TGV et Paris-Gare de Lyon, notre terminus. Arrivée prévue 11h40. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Celine, and
This is
together
going to
with
take a while, I
Asim,
think.
we are your Franco Swiss train manager. We would like to welcome you on board this TGV Lyriade to Paris-Gare de Lyon, calling at Basel, Mulhouse, and Belfort. Your barista is looking forward to serving you in Le Bistrot located in Cologne. We wish you a very pleasant journey on board TGV Lyriade.
I think they're done. We'll see if German is coming up in a second.
Guten
God.
Tag, geschätzte Fahrgäste, wir sind Asim und Celine, Ihre Französisch. Zwei Züriche.
It takes so long.
Wir möchten Sie
It's nice,
an Bord
but
unseres
it's,
TGV Lyriade nach
the
Paris-Gare de
announcements are
Lyon.
just
Über
hilariously long.
Mulhouse, Belfort-Montbéliard TGV.
Oh, I think the German announcement is already done. They didn't announce half the things in German, so interesting. Anyway, I have my smoothie, very pleased, and this is a fairly lengthy train to Paris. They definitely could do it faster if they wanted to. I assume it's for connections or like for making absolutely sure that it's on time, that it takes longer. But basically, they can do Zurich to Paris in 4 hours and 4 minutes, but this is going to take 4 hours and 41 minutes. So definitely a while. The reason seems to be that it stops in Basel for a really long time. Like, this isn't actually the fastest connection for me. I could take a later train from Zurich, change in Basel, and get onto this train. It's a bit of an overcast day, but actually it looks quite nice and moody, and it wasn't too cold on the way to the train station, and it wasn't raining. So honestly, excellent. I'm glad, because it could have been a lot worse. Yesterday on the way back from work, like in my group chat with my friends who are either colleagues or used to be colleagues, we were joking about the fact that the apocalypse might be coming. It literally looked ridiculous, so I'll take this. This is all right.
Mulhouse, Belfort-Montbéliard TGV and Paris-Gare de Lyon. You next, Berlin, Ostbahnhof.
I slept for a little while, or like napped repeatedly. I'm feeling so much better now, so I'm glad I did that. And we are running late. In theory, we're arriving in 2 minutes. Like, there's not a city outside yet, so we are not in Paris. But that should still be fine. I've got an hour and 20 minutes to change total, but like, it's really not an hour and 20 minutes, it's really 50 minutes because you have to go through the ticket gates half an hour before the Eurostar departs, and I need to get to the other train station, but 50 minutes to do that is plenty. So even if we're like taking half of that off, I hope I should still be alright. If not, we'll find out. But yeah, I'm not really worried, just we'll see when we get there. We're, I think, about to get to the outskirts of Paris. So yeah, not too bad. Just had a look and the SBB app says it's about 15 minutes delayed. So 15 minutes should be okay. That shouldn't be an issue. So yeah, let's just hope it doesn't increase. Lucky today, right at the front of the train. Made it. I'm on the Aria. Didn't think I'd catch this one. I thought I'd have to get the next one, which is in like 6 minutes, so it wouldn't have been so bad. But like 3 or 4 minutes from platform to the other train, which I think is very good going.
Next stop, Proxima Parada, Saint-Léal.
But that was definitely also luck because I don't usually arrive at that set of platforms. Usually it's the other hall. So yeah, worked out very well. Very quick trip on the Aria, just 8 minutes from the Gare de Lyon to the Gare du Nord. Gare du Nord! I definitely think this is my favourite French train station. It's the one that goes to London, and it actually is really pretty. Ooh, bit of a queue. This is the one and only thing where I have special access. The queue only took 20 minutes, like all the queues together. But still, like, I thought it was poorly organised. I don't know. I feel like they could do better. I wish they did because I want people to take the Eurostar. Anyway, going to the lounge literally like for 5 or 10 minutes and then off to the train. It is a very good selection of newspapers, but I'm on holiday. I'm not reading the news. So over there is the queue for the platform, and this is the queue for Paul, so I'm stopping here first. Made it onto the train, and sadly I didn't get a chance to buy a sandwich. The queue at Pôle here is always absurd, but then the queue at Pôle at various train stations in France seems to always be absurdly long, so I should not be surprised at this point. So it's going to take 2 hours and 28 minutes per the original schedule, but we're actually, like, they've moved the train from 1:02 to 1:11. So I don't know if that means I'll also arrive later, but it's not really a big deal. It's literally 9 minutes. So yeah, standard class today. I had lounge access because I have points or whatever from last year. So yeah, no snacks on this train for me, but I am considering going to the cafe later. So mainly because I listened to a podcast a few days ago, like one of my favorite podcasts, Servus, Grüezi, Hallo. If you speak German, would highly recommend it. So basically, they talked about the fact that people don't really go and use the restaurant cars on trains very much, and I love restaurant cars, so I thought I should maybe support them more, so I might do that later. So in Paris, when you arrive there on the Eurostar, you just walk off the platform like any other platform. But here there's like a little arrivals pit, and I really like it. And I mean, St Pancras is just such an amazing train station, so it's always nice to be back here. And especially now, like I haven't been in London for, I think, well over a month. So it has been too long, and I'm glad I'm back, if only for a few days. And really, I'm hardly spending any time in London. It's kind of today and Sunday evening and Monday. Today is Thursday, and then in between we'll be in Glasgow. But for now, tube. There is a tunnel. I just thought I'd walk across here because for the moment at least it is not raining. I have to take advantage. I think the forecast isn't brilliant. My sister's in a meeting, so I have to be quiet. But look at my ridiculous purchases. I bought more work shoes because I like them and they're super cheap. So I stocked up. And I think this will be some running shoes so that I can keep them here. So yeah, I need to sort things out. And then I'm off in a minute. Ta-da! They should be the same ones that I have already, just different colorway and slightly different finish. We shall see. Fingers crossed they fit, etc. So my sister has work still, of course, and I am going to go to the gym, and then after the gym, hopefully that tall ship that's currently moored in St Katharine's Docks. And then I decided while on the Eurostar to look for something to go to tonight, because my sister and her flatmate are going to a concert, and so I'm going to the theatre. I had a look what's on at the Barbican, and it's Fiddler on the Roof, and I've never seen Fiddler on the Roof, so that's what I'm doing later. So the gym went quite well. Like, I was actually getting on with things which I find hard often in terms of strength stuff. I ended up staying longer than originally planned, which means that I have to adjust the rest of the day. So I will still walk to St Katharine's Docks and I'll have a quick look at that ship, but I won't visit it. And then I'll walk from there to the Barbican for the theatre. And if I can, I will quickly stop at... Do I need to stop at M&S on the way? Let me check what time can I go afterwards, because then maybe I can skip that actually. But yeah, in principle, the idea is now walk to St Katharine's Docks and then walk from there to the Barbican for the theatre later, which I am very much looking forward to. The reviews look great, so fingers crossed. Okay, I just checked and yeah, I can definitely make it to M&S after the theatre, so I'll leave that for later, so that it's not quite as rushed. I'm constantly walking places quicker than I meant to, but yeah, like relaxed walks are overrated. There's some sort of event at the tower, I think, so people are going in, but it's closed to the public right now. Not the tower, I didn't want to go into the tower of course, but I wanted to walk along the river and can't do that, but I can walk along here, which is honestly really nice. So I just need to make sure that I don't actually end up being late to the theatre. Lewisham Shopping Centre brings up memories. Just left the theatre, walking to the tube now. That was a very well done musical. Like, the staging was beautiful, the performers were excellent, all of that. I am unsure whether I will ever re-watch this. I was talking to a friend earlier and she was like, oh, if you like it, you have to watch the film. I was like, whew, I don't think I want to. It's a super depressing ending, so yeah. Anyway, I think I'm going to try and think of something fun to watch. I think I might watch the last episode of Celebrity Race Across the World later or something. I have to watch something cheerier than that before I go to sleep. But yeah, and I need some food as well, so Northern Line to King's Cross, and there's an M&S there that's open until midnight. So I hopefully can have my favourite salad. I went to Cafe Nero and got a hot chocolate because maybe that will make me feel better. It was such a depressing musical. It is a good hot chocolate. I wish Switzerland had either Nero or Costa, but they don't. Starbucks is alright, but I prefer the hot chocolate from Cafe Nero and from Costa Coffee. We'll get there. Back. And all my stuff is not tidy in the suitcase, but it's not going to be right now. Like, I know my hair is usually not the tidiest anyway, but well, I feel like it's being really special today. I'm back. The hot chocolate did help. I am feeling slightly less depressed, and like, seriously, it was very good, the musical, but it was so sad. Anyway, I need to get things sorted for like leaving tomorrow for Glasgow. My sister and I are taking a train at 9:30, I think, so not very early. We don't have an early start, which is nice. And I just need to pack the stuff that I need to take with me, which is kind of like part of what I've packed, obviously, but I don't think I'm taking the suitcase because that feels like overkill. It's literally 2 nights. So I think I'll try and pack everything in the little foldable bag that I have. So yeah, we'll see if that all fits. I'm also going to try and go for a run. So the problem is always shoes. Why are trainers so stupidly bulky? And loafers, etc. actually. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see where things fit. Okay, I'll do that and then I get to have my salad.
This one is like, if you get like...
It is so late now. We're taking the train tomorrow at 9:30 to Glasgow. So it's a fairly relaxed start, but at this point I do just need to go and get almost 4 nights sleep. I don't know why I keep doing this. I don't know. Need to be better about sleep. But anyway, I am transferring a few things to my hard drive so that everything is not constantly... What's going on? Why is this moved? Everything seems to constantly be out of space, mostly my phone. So trying to address that and then sleep very soon. I have recovered from the musical, by the way. The hot chocolate did help, the salad helped, and chatting to my sister and her flatmate about nothing of any importance definitely also helped. So I will see you next time.